seen a lot of them, so I'm glad today came.
All right.
All the makings of a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Santa is real.
Welcome to Holiday Film Countdown. I'm Jamie Walter, and today we are going to Silver Falls, Ohio.
That's right. This film is A Christmas Melody, our 33rd ranked holiday film. Hello, I'm Tim Walter. What has 10 actors, 4 settings, and 1 plot? The answer is 350 Hallmark Christmas movies. And that one plot is love. And guess what? It's a formula for success and what's become a beloved holiday pastime.
Our first guest is Sunny Wehman. Hi, Sunny. Please let us know what you're drinking and give us a quick thought on A Christmas Melody.
Hi, we're here. I'm drinking white wine, Sauvignon Blanc, and my quick thought was it was just a simple classic Hallmark movie.
Yep.
All right. And our other guest is Marlee Calvert. Hey, Marlee, what are you drinking? And what's your quick thought on this film?
I have in front of me a lovely Sauvignon Blanc from our Hill Country Vineyard of Becker Vineyards. And this was a nail biter. That love, we started the show and I thought maybe it was going to be the triangle of love, the typical stuff. But then there was the bad girl, good guy, and the love just came. Always love.
Awesome.
Yes, always love. And I am drinking the same white wine as Sunny and Marlee. It is a local Texas wine from Becker Vineyards, and it's very tasty. I'm enjoying it. And I agree with Marlee. It is kind of that classic love story, although I will have to say that I felt like this one moved a little slower with the love than some Hallmark stories do.
Okay. And I'm also drinking Becker Vineyards wine. This is a red Tempranillo from the Texas Hill Country. And A Christmas Melody is here in the countdown because we are representing a subgenre today, a subgenre that outproduces the main genre. People plan calendars around Hallmark Christmas movies. Plus, this one has star power.
Yes, A Christmas Melody was released in 2015. It is a story by David Diamond and David Wiseman. Jennifer Shapiro wrote the screenplay, and Mariah Carey directed A Christmas Melody. Yes, that's right. It's that Mariah Carey.
Besides this film, Mariah Carey has also directed multiple music videos, plus her 2020 Apple TV special, Mariah's Magical Christmas. Of course, she's mainly known as a singer. She writes almost all of her own songs, including all of her hits. Speaking of hits, Mariah has 19 number one singles, 5 alone from her self-titled debut album. That's still a record for any one album, debut or otherwise. That 19 number one singles is the most by any solo artist, and second only to the Beatles overall. By the way, the Beatles, have 20 number ones, so she just needs 1 more to tie and 2 more to take that overall record. Both interior and exterior filming of A Christmas Melody was on location in southern Ohio, around Cincinnati. A Christmas Melody stars the aforementioned Mariah Carey, along with Hallmark staple Lacey Chabert. We will discuss these actors and others, plus the characters in depth later.
All right, Sunny, what is your history with A Christmas Melody? Have you seen it before?
Nope. Today was the first time. Never even heard of it.
All right, newbie.
All right, and you, Marlee?
I'm going to have to say no, negative. I've seen a lot of them, so I'm glad today came.
All right.
And I'm going to have to stay on that pattern as well. I haven't watched it till we were doing it for this countdown, so it's a new one for me as well.
Pretty much same here. I saw an abridged version where they count all the Hallmark tropes, like the coat changes and the trucks and the bazaar and all the things that typically happen. Mm-hmm. And so I saw like the 20-minute version, and this one fit what we needed.
Yes, it did. All right, let's check out the trailer.
This December, Mariah Carey and Hallmark Channel come together for a special holiday movie event.
Today's your lucky day.
With a Christmas melody you'll never forget.
Yes!
Lacey Chabert, Brennan Elliott, Kathy Najimy, and directed by and starring Mariah Carey.
I love you, Silver Falls! Merry Christmas.
A Christmas Melody, an all-new movie premiere, Saturday, December 9th.
All right, so what did you think of the trailer, Sunny?
It was a lot more action-packed than the movie. Mm-hmm. It was all the highlights.
True. What do you think, Marlee?
I agree. It was kind of like a quick Cliff Notes. And it looked like Mariah was going to have a bigger magical role, and she did not.
That's exactly what I was thinking when I was watching. And they even said starring Mariah Carey, but it really wasn't starring her. She was not the main role in this.
Sidekick.
Yeah. Maybe that's what she wanted. I mean, she did direct it. So she's like, wait a minute. It's going to be about me. I don't know. I'm
That's
just
what
guessing.
Hallmark wanted you to think.
Yeah.
And
I would have thought that too.
what y'all think about that puppy dog?
It was cute.
Different.
It was different from the one in the film.
Yeah.
So they
It
maybe
was brown.
changed it out. Maybe the other one wasn't behaving or got sick. I don't know.
Potty training.
Potty training.
Also, All I Want for Christmas Is You. All over the trailer, not in the film.
Nope.
No, that one wasn't. There were some other really good ones, but that one was not in the film.
And
I
it's
know, but no songs by her, though.
I know, it was weird, right? You would think.
Until the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one at the beginning. Very subtle, though.
I didn't even notice.
It wasn't what you thought.
I
what we
thought that
it would
song
be.
would be in it for sure.
Surely. And it was a short trailer, 30 seconds, because it was a made-for-TV movie. They're usually 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go inside the numbers. A Christmas Melody went straight to the Hallmark Channel, so no theatrical release, and drew just under 4 million viewers for its debut on December 19th, 2015. Hallmark does not release cost figures, but most of their films cost around $2 million to make and take about 3 weeks. So we can guess this was in that range. It was 10 years ago. Might have been a little higher with Mariah Carey there, but in that range. Surely they made some money on it because people, like we said earlier, fall for these films.
Yeah.
Let's do more numbers, starting with the number 7. 7 is the number of octaves in Mariah Carey's singing voice. Not a record, but pretty much the highest among the all-timers, the ones we know. So there are people who go up to 10, but they're not as famous as Mariah Carey. 40, that's the approximate number of Hallmark movies that Lacey Chabert has starred in. 220 million, that's how many albums Mariah Carey has sold.
Wow.
2 billion plus. In the 30 years since its release in 1994, the holiday favorite song, All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, has been streamed more than 2 billion times. I've heard 1 million of those, by the way. Finally, A Christmas Melody has a score of 2.6 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and we will all be giving our own reviews and scores later on. Any thoughts on those facts? Big numbers.
I believe the 2 billion with as many times as it's been played or streamed. Lacey Chabert, I guess, is a familiar face.
Yeah.
Octaves I know nothing about, but I would think she'd be up there.
So Freddie Mercury has 4, and that's high for a male.
And she's a 7?
Anyone else that we've heard of who has that many?
What?
Yeah, I would have thought it would have been a lot higher. What's Christina Aguilera? She's the only other.
I just don't know those.
Yeah. Powerhouse.
Chat GPT that.
I thought that would have been higher, and I was shocked that Lacey's been in 40. That's a lot.
Great career.
Yeah. Definitely a familiar face. But with the, 4 million viewers, I mean, I totally believe that. And I honestly think the trailer got me more interested than I would have been
Sure.
originally. So I can see how it's got that many going.
Yeah, the trailer was great.
All right, let's get into the tropes. Does it put you in the Christmas spirit, Sunny?
Yeah, of course.
Because the town was full of Christmas. I mean, it was just the traditional, right?
Yep.
From the start. When they're pulling into town, it's just gorgeous. It's late at night and all the lights are lit up. And what are some of the other Christmas decorations that you noticed?
It had the classic tree farm. They were drinking hot cocoa.
Yep.
The snow in the streets.
What do we think of the quality of the snow in this film, Marlee? Pretty good?
Intense.
Pretty real looking?
Pretty real. I did think it was cute how when she had her magical moment out in the street. Am I allowed to jump forward?
Sure.
Absolutely.
How the snow was just, she was spinning around. Thought
Yeah.
she was going to maybe do a snow angel, but there wasn't enough snow.
Yeah,
It made the trailer.
True. And she was loving the snow.
She was
missed it.
thrilled.
They definitely don't have snow like that in LA.
I thought the cake in the diner. I don't know if y'all
I
noticed.
noticed it.
It was the Christmas. It was like Santa's
Santa's
belly.
belt.
Yeah, because it had the belt and his red suit. I thought that was really cute. You don't always see the Christmas cakes, but definitely
It was
being
fondant icing too.
yeah, true.
I'm surprised that Santa's belt cake didn't catch on and you don't see more of those because that's kind of cute.
Well, it might now.
You know
Here we
what's so
go.
funny? When I was watching it, I was thinking, so how would you cut that so that it looks right? And I'm like, oh, they must cut it from the back first and then work away. You know what I'm,
Yep,
what
you have
saying?
to
'Cause
have
once
your
you
belt
cut that
showing.
belt off, you're like,
Then you've lost it. You don't know what it is.
And it's
The
just
belly.
a black
Buckle.
band. Yeah, you need that buckle.
yeah, true, true.
All right.
No reindeer or anything, but what do we have to say about Santa in this film?
Oh.
Wow.
I spotted him immediately.
You did. You did.
You did.
Right
You
at the
did.
beginning of the scene.
I think everybody did.
Well, you're the one who brought it up first because he was what?
Homeless.
The homeless guy in California, right?
Yeah.
And she, of course, gives him some money, and then he shows up in Ohio as well.
Magically.
Magically.
So I have a fun fact on these tropes. The original title of this film, or the working title, was Mistletoe and Melody. And it could have used a little mistletoe
There was no
because I think they
mistletoe.
moved a little too slow.
Yeah.
So probably at the end they're like, okay, we got to take the mistletoe out because it never appeared. But I think Danny needed a little mistletoe there.
He needed a little. Yeah, it was a little slow.
Yeah, that love affair moved a little too slow for a Hallmark movie for me. But I was going to bring up the truck. You know, all these Hallmark films have the red old truck. It wasn't red. It was a dark color. I can't
Like
remember.
black.
Like black or dark green. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was black. But it was in the same shape, you know, like the old vintage truck, wasn't it?
Yes,
With
it
the
was. It was
wooden
cute.
side
With
rails
the
on the
wood-
bed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just big enough for some. What trees were they? Silverthorn?
What were those
Christmas
called?
trees?
Scotch pine.
Scotch pine.
Scotch pine, yes. And he did have to haul him in his truck to their house.
What a gentleman.
Yes, he is.
So convenient to be in the tree farm.
Such
lot.
a nice guy.
But we'll get into that later. Which brings us into the characters and actors. So we have Kristen, played by Lacey Chabert. She's actually Cajun. Her father is from Louisiana, and that's where the French surname comes from.
Aha.
She grew up in Mississippi. She started on All My Children, playing Erica Kane's daughter. Did y'all watch All My Children at all?
Yeah, I was a huge fan.
Well, remember Erica, Susan Lucci?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was her daughter. And then she was Claudia on Party of Five. Surely we watched that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
We used to VHS that. And then she was Gretchen in the 2004 classic Mean Girls.
Even the little dance number reminded me of Mean Girls, the way they were lined up and pushing each other a little bit.
Yeah.
So what do we think of her performance here?
Okay, well, I don't know if I should save this for the hot take or if I should just say it now, but I personally didn't feel like her playing the mother was very authentic. It felt forced to me. I know she's done a lot of these roles, but in this movie, for some reason, I felt like her playing the mother role felt forced. Maybe
Did
that's
she seem
my
too
hot
young
take.
to be her
That's
mother?
what I was going to say. She's more of like an aunt.
Yeah, and it just like, it didn't feel like a mother-daughter connection to me, especially one who, you know, they're very, very close because it's just them two. And to me, it just didn't,
Are you saying more
feel-
buddy role? More of a buddy than a
yeah,
an
than the
authority
close
figure?
well, not even I wouldn't say the authority figure. I would say more of like, I just didn't feel that tightness that, you know, a mother and daughter can have, especially when they've gone through some trauma together. Obviously, the father had passed away. And, you know, when it's just them two living together in a house and then they're going through a big move, I just felt like their interaction together did not feel authentic as a mother-daughter.
What y'all think?
I can see that.
But maybe it was should be my hot take.
I didn't really put it together, but when she first came on, I was shocked it was her daughter.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, didn't see that. I thought it was going to be the friend's daughter.
Uh-huh. Gotcha.
Yeah, she just seemed too young to me. The match wasn't
It
there.
didn't match up right. Yeah.
So, Sonny, you were a Party of Five watcher.
Party of Five and All My Children. And Mean Girls. All those.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
Remember Claudia?
Yeah.
She was the youngest daughter, right? She was kind of
Yes.
almost a baby when it started? Or
Yeah,
no,
I
there,
think
or was
so.
there another one that was the baby? There was a
No,
little
she was
boy.
the baby, I think. Oh, yeah.
There was a little boy.
Yeah, the
kid
little
that-
boy. She was the youngest, like,
Who could
talk and actually
have
act.
lines.
Mhm.
Okay. And then she kind of grew up on that. Okay.
Yeah.
It's coming
Which
back.
I love her. I'm not like dissing her in any way because I love her. I think she's beautiful. I think she is talented. I don't know why I just got that feeling.
It just
in this.
wasn't
It
written
was just
right.
the role.
Yeah.
The role.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've already discussed, but let's go back into it. We've got Melissa, played by Mariah Carey. We've talked about her music career. I hadn't even mentioned her 5 Grammy Awards that she's won. She has made about 15 plus film appearances and done voice work on animated features, which Marlee mentioned when she came in earlier.
Yep.
She knew her from that role. Do you remember that movie or?
It was a Christmas one, and she gets a little puppy,
Okay.
but not
She
at the
did-
very end.
She didn't get a
She
puppy
gets
this time. Maybe she got that other puppy that was in the trailer.
The white one, or the brown one. Yeah, the brown one in the trailer.
She was behind a lot of things. She could have taken it. Okay.
I really thought that she was going to have a bigger role
Yeah, I agree.
in this film than she did. Not that I'm disappointed. Maybe I would have liked to have heard more of her music. I do like her Christmas
I love
songs.
it. It's my favorite Christmas album. I will say.
I know.
That's
It's a
Celine
good
Dion.
one. It's a good one.
How was her acting?
Pretty bad.
You
Glad
know-
she had a very minimal role, and that's probably why she wasn't very active in it, because they're probably like, oh, she's probably paying for this or heavily donating. Let's put her on the back.
Yeah, she was doing
I
it.
mean, good enough to make you not like her character, but not great.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
tough one. She has a much better singing voice than talking voice.
For sure.
I'll have to say.
Yeah, I didn't like her talking voice.
And so, I hate to say just sing, but
Stick to the mic.
it's not my place to do that, but that's what I enjoy more.
She had some good facial expressions to go along with the attitude of her character, though.
She did some decent arm folds.
Yes.
I did see that.
Some
At
evil
least
eyes.
3.
Some
eye
evil
rolling.
eyes. some-
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, more characters here. Our other star is Danny, played by Brennan Elliott. He's a Canadian television actor, then a U.S. television actor, and he's appeared on CSI, Desperate Housewives, and Grey's Anatomy. Did we know him before? Did anyone recognize him?
I mean, I
Oh.
felt like he looked familiar, but I think I might have known him from Desperate Housewives way back when that was first on.
I have to
He had
watch all these shows
Could
again.
be.
But I didn't know who he was. I just thought he had a familiar looking face.
Just an average Joe.
Yeah, I was thinking.
all around good-looking guy.
Yeah.
I was thinking probably from other Hallmark movies.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking originally. I'm like, oh, he looks familiar. Probably in other Hallmark films.
How's his acting?
I mean, I thought he played the role well. I don't know if it's him or just his character to speed up the romance part of it. I felt like he hung out there a little too long. But I guess it's tricky when you're the child's teacher too. I don't know.
That's a fine line.
Yeah, that
Right?
dynamic.
He was dancing that line.
Because if it doesn't go, you're still there.
You're still the teacher.
So,
And I think they're just
is
what-
that professional to hit on your
Nope.
students?
Probably not allowed.
Nope, not at all.
I didn't see a lot of character development for his character personally, but
we don't know much background, do we?
yeah.
He was a music guy. He was in a band. Decided he wanted to be home.
Yeah, well, we do know it was band geek versus popular girl, right?
Yep.
Right, because he had a crush on her.
What was his nickname? Danny.
Standout or
Dandy on the spot.
Danny
on the
Danny
spot.
Danny on the spot.
Because he would always answer the questions.
Okay.
Yep.
So he was a good
first.
student too.
He was a good student.
All right. Next we have the daughter, Emily. She is played by, and hopefully I get this name, I don't know this pronunciation, Fina Straza, who started on Broadway playing the role of Matilda from the age of 8 to 15. So 7 years on Broadway. Then television and a few movie roles. I think she did a good job. I liked her.
Yeah.
She was very serious when she needed to be, and then she could have fun.
And she was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she did well, especially given her age. Obviously, she has some background in
Yeah, she
acting,
was-
but I thought she did well.
She was right for the role.
Oh, yeah.
She looked like, besides the age thing maybe, she could be Lacey Chabert daughter.
Yeah.
Similar features.
And both of them did, you're right, look similar, along
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
I saw
aunt.
that.
Like, it was believable that they were all family, even though they're not.
Yeah.
What'd y'all think of Aunt Sarah?
Oh, she's cute. I loved her.
Fun.
Oh, yeah, fun-loving, just big heart, taking care of everyone, wanting to see the love story progress.
Don't
Yeah.
we
She
all?
She set it all up.
We all do.
I don't know much about her. Her name is Kathy Najimy, and she's a character actress. And she's probably like you all said, the most fun character on the film.
Oh, for sure.
And finally, we'll get to Thomas, who was played by, I don't know, I call him Bertram from Jessie. I didn't look up his real name because we all have kids about the same age, so we knew Jessie, that show, and he was the kind of the butler caretaker guy.
Yep.
And how did he do?
Great.
Oh, he was sweet. And he played the perfect role. Little plump, jolly old man. He had a perfect beard. I kept looking to see if it was like a stick-on. It was very precise, very well combed.
So do you think it was real?
I mean,
I thought it was.
I don't have a beard.
It's
I
so
don't
good.
know. This was
It was too straight. I
So
think
much
it was
gray?
a stick-on.
Yeah.
I think it
It was
was
a
too
good one.
straight to be his
It
actual
was
hair.
very straight.
There's no way. Okay, and thick and straight, like, yeah, it had to be some kind of a
All right.
press-on beard.
Yeah.
and don't forget about his great dance moves there at the
Oh
end.
yeah, he was stellar on the dance floor. No, he was a sweet old man, Thomas.
Yeah, he did a good job with that role, I thought. All right, well, let's move on to the scenes.
Sure.
All right. So is there a scene that sticks out to you, Sunny? One that you really remember, maybe your funniest or most likable?
I like the snow scene, probably.
Where it first starts
Where
snowing.
she's spinning in the street. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, I missed it. I haven't seen it.
When the camera
forever."
angle changes and
Yeah.
goes up.
Yeah, I liked the snow scene.
And he's looking at her. Danny's looking at her like, oh, she's just like an angel.
He's like, you already had me, but this deal is now sealed.
Yeah,
I know. I wish they would have kissed that night. I'm like, come on.
that was a perfect moment.
Like, come on.
I mean, they waited way too long,
Just
and
a
the
s-
whole, everybody was watching him.
Yeah.
Any scenes stick out to you, Marlee? Any favorites or funniest or memorable?
I liked the end where little Emily got to do her performance, and her sweet mom did the costumes for all the kids, and she just stole the show.
She had some good backup dancers,
Yeah,
didn't
she did.
A whole choir.
I
back
mean,
there.
everybody.
That was-
Yeah, that was cute. I liked that part.
Her mom did such a good job of making the costumes that every kid that hated her was now dancing for her.
Loved her. She's going to be the PTA president next year.
There's
I'm
a life
surprised
lesson
Mal-
right there. Make good costumes.
I'm surprised Melissa let that happen.
I don't know how that worked out.
She tried.
And then they're offering a position on the PTA to Kristen, and I'm like, don't take that spot.
You don't want to work with Melissa.
You're like,
No.
run.
No, Melissa.
I like the scene where they're first riding into town in the car. It's late at
Oh,
night,
yeah.
and it's just, it looks so picturesque with
The lights.
it's the lights are all on in the town, and it's snowing, and of course she wakes up Emily. Wake up! You got to see this. We're here, and of course all the decorations that were out. It was beautiful. I'm like, okay, we've arrived at a Hallmark film.
It's real.
It's
Let
so
the snow begin.
picturesque, Yes.
I like the repeated shots of the white Victorian house with the snow in the background. That must have come up at like
Probably six times.
at least 5 or 6 times. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a sucker for a White House.
A few with the truck in front.
there you go.
Perfectly placed.
Truck was there, but no kissing yet.
Nope.
Yep.
I thought it was sad when Kristen didn't remember Danny, and he's like,
Oh, I know.
I mean, she was totally clueless as to who he was, and they had been partners in the science lab.
Science, yeah, dissected
and-
a frog.
Yes, and he did it for her because he knew she was squeamish or whatever and didn't want to do it. But I'm like, how could you not remember that? If you have a class with someone, maybe I just don't know because
And it's a small school.
I wasn't the popular girl that, like, I don't know. But, like, how could you not know who he is?
That was her token mean girl moment of this film.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it seemed like such
To
a
show
small
that
town.
she's changed. Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
I know. It was a small town. There were hardly anyone
There's
around.
about 12 kids.
In the background, like, they're walking to school, and it's like, well, where are the
Where are
rest
the
of
students?
the kids?
Exactly.
Where are the parents? I don't know. It was interesting. So, I don't know. That was kind of sad. I'm like, what? You can't remember him at all. I don't care if he was a geek.
Fake it.
Their words, not mine.
All right, y'all ready to get on to some quotable lines? Does anyone have anything that they recall?
Oh, Thomas said something to her when he first met her. Like, You can't make a negative and wait. You can make a negative into a positive.
Mm-hmm.
Something
It's,
along
if
that.
you act negative, you can't expect anything positive to happen.
Were you going to say the same thing?
Well, it's a really good one, right?
I wrote it down.
I thought that was a good one.
I like Melissa said, I don't mean to brag,
Oh, pff,
but I'm the go-to mom in Silver Falls.
yeah.
Like, oh, well, excuse me.
We hear that in this neighborhood all the time, by the way. Not from Melissa, but
I don't know. Just thought that was funny.
Looking at the head of the PTA right here, so I'll just walk you on down. Guess today's your lucky day.
It's early yet.
I'm also spearheading the school's snowflake pageant.
Of course you are.
I don't mean to brag, but I'm like the go-to mom for everything at Silver Falls.
Oh, okay, well, I'll have to remember that.
Very of character.
Yes, very of character.
there was one at the beginning where Kristen tells Emily, "You're never too old to believe in Christmas wishes." I wrote that one down.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of set the tone for the film.
True, and then Kristen's making her magical Christmas wish as she looks out the window into the fallen snow.
Which,
That left an impression.
Yes.
do you think it was a dog?
Nope. Danny. Bring me a man.
I thought that they did a good job of perfecting the scenes. Sometimes it was just like at the right moment when they're at the Christmas tree farm and Emily's picking out the Christmas tree because, you know, her mom says, you can pick out any one you want, you know, you pick it out. And then she picks out the big one and she said, this one, oh no, she said, this one, Mom, this one. And then Kristen, her mother, says, this could be the perfect one. And then in the background, you see Danny.
There he is. I thought something
Danny
was
is just standing there. I'm like, in the background, I'm
Creeper.
like, oh, okay, that, no, I didn't think creeper. I was just like, oh, that's, that's not what I was thinking. I'm always going for the love scene, but.
He's the perfect one.
But it was, yes, that, I mean, it was ironic, right? It was irony, like, there he is. No, not the tree's the perfect one, but Danny's the perfect one, right?
Well, and then she said something like, as tall as Santa. And I thought, well, Santa's not tall. Danny wasn't tall.
Right. I know, I was thinking that too.
What are we doing here?
Right.
Yeah, so the tree's 5'10"? Okay. Then they picked out a tree that was about 11 feet tall, and then they brought it home, and it was 7 or 8 feet tall. Did y'all notice that?
Yes.
We did. We talked about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the same tree.
So we have a dog switch and a tree switch in this film.
His truck bed wasn't long enough.
Definitely.
I wrote this down, but I'm trying to remember what scene it was when I wrote down, life is about balance, and then all of a sudden it starts to snow. Do y'all remember that?
I think he said that in the, when they were on the street.
Okay.
So
I
right
think
bef-
that's when he started the balance, and
Okay.
then he said it a couple times
Okay.
after.
Right.
Like, oh, come on, you're going to fall spinning? Something like that?
No, just about balancing life, and then here's this beautiful snow that starts falling. It's like the balance of the seriousness is what I got with. I just
And-
didn't write down enough information for me to remember it.
And then that
totally.
was Sonny's favorite scene right after that, leading
Yep.
into that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
But then I think he said balance again when she was talking about not taking the job, or
You're
he,
probably, yeah. I
he
think
said something about balance a couple, 2 or 3 times, I think.
Mm-hmm. I like how, you know, I think we've all had a child tell us, oh, can so-and-so spend the night right in front of them, you know, and you're like, oh, I don't want to have to deal with another kid tonight. And so you tell your kid, don't ask me in front of others, you know, like just in case it's not okay. I don't want to disappoint or whatever. But Emily does a good job of being like, can Danny stay for dinner? Can Danny help us hang Christmas ornaments?
Twist my arm.
The typical, you know, child bringing it on. But in this case, the mom's like, okay, sure.
It's a thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for asking.
Yes, please.
Perpetuate this plot line.
Yes. All right. The moral of the story, or just a character arc.
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, he said that word balance a lot, but I didn't really
Mm-hmm.
like feel that with like she wasn't having like a work balance issue, or I don't know what she was trying to balance out. I guess her emotions.
Yeah, or just maybe her life.
Her dreams,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
balancing out her dreams because she wanted, you know, always wanted to be a designer and then didn't want to move back to where she was from. and then gets there and it ends up being magical, and then she gets the opportunity to be a designer back in LA and turns it down.
Doesn't want it. It's kind of like the grass is always greener on the other side. It's like, okay, I live in this small town. I can't wait to get out of this small town. I want to go to the big city and make it big. And then you go to the big city. She didn't quite make it big yet, but she was doing something. She was a designer and realized, maybe it's not all what it's cracked up to be. Maybe I need to get back to my family and back to my roots.
Yeah, and for Emily, too, the grass was greener because she didn't want to go.
Right.
Then she didn't want to leave. It was like, okay, here I am. I have a chance to go back, and I really don't want to.
Right. It's like change is hard at the beginning, but once you...
Always works out.
Yeah.
I would
True.
say the moral for Danny is play the long game. Go on,
Slow and steady.
go on
steady
tour.
wins the race.
Go on tour with your band. Mess around for a while. Eventually, your dream girl will come back to your little town.
Hunker down.
All
it worked out.
all the makings of a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
All right.
On character arc, did we feel like Melissa got anywhere from the beginning to the end? Did she have any growth, personal growth?
No,
I'd say no.
Not one
Negative.
iota, huh?
No, she was just
I didn't see
in
it.
the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Melissa.
All right, we were hoping for it, but, she can sing about it. All right, hot takes. Does anyone have any hot takes? I've got a few.
Hit it.
All right, this might be a warm take. Thomas, Emily's friend, was really an imaginary friend based on a homeless guy they saw in L.A. What do y'all think? Was Thomas real?
Yes, but he was Santa. Santa
Okay.
is real.
Okay.
He's magical.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, my next hot take is that Folgers paid for Mariah Carey's appearance fee in this film.
Yes.
Yes,
Has to be truth.
I would say.
Close up Folgers here.
I mean, front and center.
Good old Folgers.
Product placement at its best.
Yes. Yes, it was.
All right, my next
Twice.
My next one is a question for y'all. Did we sell enough extra tickets based upon those upgraded costumes to cover the cost of those fancier costumes?
Maybe it was pro bono.
It was more people than I had seen previously in the school.
Okay.
Or
All right.
maybe just Melissa pitched in. I mean, she was pretty fancy and had
All right.
pearls, and she lived in a big house, we know, because she introduced herself that way.
4 bedrooms.
4 bedrooms and something bathrooms. Like, that's how she's...
love it.
I know. Okay.
Melissa McKean Atkinson, married now, 12 glorious years, 3 children, huge 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2-story.
Wow. That's a lot of numbers. Congratulations.
My husband's a dentist.
All right. Does anyone think that Melissa broke the ornaments?
Oh. No. Because she would have had to have been in the car or in the house.
Okay.
No, but at one point, I know this is a little crazy, but I thought maybe Emily might had, because she was
Acted out.
upset. Yeah, and then I'm like, no. They got broken the move.
That is a hotter take. I think you're onto something there.
Oh.
It's because she was mad at her mom, and it was her past
Ooh.
life that they were having to leave behind. and-
That could have been a great thing to
Yeah.
go down.
I mean,
And remember when she asked about the ornaments and she kind of gave that look in her eyes like, I know what happened. She's like, what happened to the ornaments?
I was just thinking they weren't packed very well.
In a terrible box. Flimsy box.
you're like, wrap them in bubble wrap at least.
Please.
Okay, my last hot take is that we gave too many Mariah Carey facts on this episode, considering that Lacey Chabert is the star and Mariah played a minor role. Agreed?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Agreed, yes.
Yes.
And that is on the podcast producers.
I agree. She did not have much of a role.
All right, let's do the parent guide. The parent guide is G. Do you feel like that's appropriate, Sunny?
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks to Danny.
Yeah.
Thanks, Danny.
Darn it.
He
I'm
did
just
his part.
joking.
Modest Danny.
Well, you could still be modest. It doesn't have to take so long to, like, give a kiss.
A smoochie?
Or just a hug. I mean,
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of affection. He probably had more affection to Emily.
even after they had hung the Christmas decorations on the tree and he stayed in help, and there was at one point where he asked, okay, do you need anything else? And I wanted her to say, yes, a hug, please. But she didn't. She said, nope, I'm fine. All good. I'm like, oh,
Only if the mistletoe had been there.
I know, right?
That might be on the prop people for the film. Didn't bring the mistletoe.
Maybe it was in there, but when it didn't make the actual name that you had said, they pulled it out.
They could have easily put it at the diner, at the school. I mean, it could have been anywhere.
That cute house.
Yeah. Cute house.
Oh, that house
the
was
porch.
so dreamy. Very dreamy.
All right. For a film featuring Mariah Carey, the soundtrack is okay. It opens with the first Noel, sung by Mariah Carey. Then the next prominent song is 12 Days of Christmas, when they're driving from Los Angeles to Silver Falls and they're kind of singing in the car.
Yeah.
That was probably the most
That was cute.
a song played. Yeah, that was cute. Throughout the film, we had jingle bells in different forms, including in the pageant, but also in the background. And then our finale was O Santa, written by Mariah Carey, sung by Vina Straza, a.k.a. Emily. So, any comments on the music? Further comments?
I'm a sucker for Christmas music.
I was a little disappointed that we didn't hear more of,
Mariah.
of Mariah Carey's Christmas music, because I love it. I think most people love it. And you just think, oh, if she's in the film, we're going to hear a lot
gonna
of
be
it.
solid,
But we just
Mariah.
didn't.
And the
Yeah.
title has melody in it. So
I know,
4
melody,
songs max.
right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I
So I
expected
was
a lot more music.
Me too. I kind of wanted it.
I wanted some octaves.
Me too.
Yes.
Get to that 7.
That's right. I wanted to hear that 7. But what they had was good, so we'll leave it at that. It was just a little disappointing.
It wasn't bad, it's just we had high expectations.
We did.
With
We
her
did.
in it.
Yes. All right, Sunny, how would you rate this film 1 to 5, 5 being the best and why? And just remember that it's a 2.6 on Letterboxd, and decimals are totally allowed here.
I would go between 2.3 and 2.6.
Okay.
I would have liked a little bit more music, maybe a little bit more character development for me.
Okay.
So what are you settling on in that range?
Ooh,
In the middle of that?
yeah. 2.4, 2.5.
Okay. And Marlee, what are you thinking on this one?
I was a little disappointed. I'll just say, let's just do a 2.3. With Mariah Carey in it, it should have been a lot more. And like we just discussed with melody in the title, there wasn't a whole lot of melody.
Right.
So that's deceiving. And I like Mariah Carey, her music, so I wish there would have been more of that. And more singing altogether, like the duet in the car, 12 Days of Christmas. That would have been cute.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a 2.6 and just leave it at that for all the reasons that have been mentioned. The disappointments that we have with the music and a little bit of the character development. I think it's a fair rating.
I'm with you, 2.5. It's just middle of the road. Thankfully, it's only 81 minutes long. That was nice.
Who's counting?
It comes up when you're checking these things out. And so, yeah, it had some entertaining scenes. I like some of the characters. If people were sitting around watching it, I would probably sit with them and watch part of it.
Okay, well, with all that being said, Sunny, would you recommend it to someone? And if so, to whom would you recommend it? And would you watch it again?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see. I am not sure I would recommend it.
Okay.
I feel like there's other ones I like a little bit more.
Gotcha.
If it was on, I would keep it on. I don't know that I would sit down. It would have my full attention the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
But it was entertaining enough.
Yeah.
And you, Marlee, would you recommend it? And if so, to whom?
Probably not. Sorry. If it was on, I would keep it on just like as a background. And I like knowing that Christmas movies are playing, especially in July when it's hot.
Makes you feel good.
Makes me feel good.
You know it's coming.
Yes.
It's coming. I'm going to have to agree with Sunny and Marlee. I don't know that I would totally recommend this film, only because when I watch a Hallmark, I'm watching it because it's a Hallmark, because I want that love story, and I just felt like there wasn't enough of it for me. Again, the music, which we touched on, I thought could have been better. So there are other Hallmark ones that I would probably recommend before this one. I'm not going to seek it out to watch it again, but if it was on, I wouldn't be like, oh no, not this one. I'd probably watch it.
Yeah, I would recommend it to anyone who says, I'm just a diehard Hallmark watcher and I have to see every one of them. Okay, well, you probably have seen it, but if you haven't, you need to.
Fair enough.
And if you're a huge Mariah Carey fan, and you like her music outside of Christmas, and just you're a super fan, you think she's the best thing ever, you probably have to watch this.
Then you might be a little disappointed, but because
Yeah.
it's not enough of her.
But she's there.
She is there. She is there. That's true. With her pearls on at school. Okay. So, Sunny, what is your favorite holiday film?
Ooh, oh man, on the spot.
Does it have to be a Hallmark?
No.
Any?
No.
I like
any-
Four Christmases.
Okay.
It's a good one.
It's a great one.
Yeah,
It's in our countdown.
we love Elf. We watch
Yeah.
Elf a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just did Four Christmases a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
So-
so funny.
It makes you laugh.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
And you, Marlee, what's your favorite?
I'm a Home Alone girl. Tried
Ooh.
and true.
You're with me.
Tried and true.
That's up there for me. Just
The soundtrack, I love all of it.
warms you up, doesn't it?
Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
There you go.
In the holiday spirit.
Yeah,
in
I'm
there.
gonna kick it up a notch.
There you go. All right, Sunny, do you want to promote anything?
No, I'm good.
No?
Goosehead
No
Insurance?
Goosehead?
No, we're good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Marlee, is there anything you'd like to promote?
I'll have to come back to you on that. Nothing. No. You guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Listen up.
Yes.
Listen up out there.
Thank you.
Tune
We
in.
appreciate that.
All right, well, thank you for joining this discussion of our 33rd ranked holiday film, A Christmas Melody. Please like, follow, and comment on this podcast.
Yes, please share and spread the word about Holiday Film Countdown. Thank you, Sunny and Marlee, for joining us. And thanks to all of our listeners. Next week, we're moving on to our 32nd ranked holiday film, which will take us to Gotham City.